sports fan. In today's video, it is a hitting tips and it is a pitching tips video. Now, this video is for beginners, for people who have played the game, and people who are extremely good at the game. All this is my insights, tips, things I've learned over the years, things I've learned from other people, things that I've noticed in the game, just things on how to overall become better and better day by day to become the player that you want to become. Now, with that being said, a backstory on me for those of you who are new. Every MLB that I have played, I have been a flawless player more than once. I'm a World Series player as well, a top player as well, and that is not to say I'm better than A, B, C, or D. It is me saying that through time and through practice and learning some of the mechanics inside of this game, I have been able to be more successful over time than what I was before. And this is me telling you my tips, my knowledge on the things that I have learned over the years playing this game. With that being said, let's get right into this video. The first thing that you want to do is go into your settings, go to your sliders, and go down to CPU. Below it, the fastball pitch speed, and you want to max it out, accept it. Then you want to go into custom practice. Now, before we start custom practice, a lot of things will be hard. It will be a very repetitive thing, and that is something that is not fun in the game. It is not something that you will be very happy to do, but at the end of the day, it makes you better, and it takes time. Just like anything in life, it takes time and practice. If you are an all-star player, I would play this on Hall of Fame. If you are a Hall of Fame player, I would play this on Legend and continue to get your reps in. If you struggle against Randy Johnson, against Nolan Ryan, you can face them here. And I will do that for y'all as an example. Say that you struggle against Nolan Ryan. That is who we are going to verse. Let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is put your hitting difficulty on what difficulty is best for you. It's okay if it's all-star. It's okay if it's Hall of Fame. It's okay if it's Legend. It's okay. Everyone has to start somewhere and go above. For me personally, I am on Legend. You would like to go to practice type and go to batting. Here I would use, say you struggle righty on righty. Against Nolan, say that you struggle with the fastball and you struggle with the inside, or one of the hardest pitches to hit on higher difficulties on the outside, fastball. That would be what you want to practice. So, to begin, you always need an approach to your at-bats. My approach is I look up here with the bat PCR, I go to the middle, I go to the right, and I drop down. That to me helps me see the ball, it helps me see the release out of his hand. And it's something that I go to every time, I never switch. Do not go swinging right away when you start this. Watch the ball, watch it go out of his hand. Use your PCI to follow if needed. Just make sure that you see the locations, which you know that it's going to be inside and outside, just the way that it goes out of his hand. Get used to the speed as well, for whatever speed that you're using. Um, Another tip is pitches inside, swing early. Pitches on the outside, way back. Meaning, if it's a sinker inside, a fastball inside, a hard slider inside, you want to swing early. Anything outside, slider, cutter, even a sinker, you have to wait back. There's certain time slots at different on All-Star, Hall of Fame, Legend. But once you get the time slot, you will be on it. As long as you learn to follow the ball and see the release from the person's hand, eventually the time slot will be like second nature to you. Some more tips that I have is you are ahead of the pitcher at all times. Make the pitcher pitch to you. It's okay if you're in a 1-2 count. It's okay if you are in a 0-2 count. It is okay to do that. Use it to your advantage. You know, if you are in a 0-2 account, you have to protect. You also know that they might throw some balls depending on how the bat went and how the pitcher pitches. You have the advantage knowing how the pitcher pitches, the certain locations, the certain pitches that they pitch, what they go to. Maybe they might get you the one time. That's okay. That's only one out. And you can learn from that as the game progresses. So don't ever down yourself. Don't ever feel like you're out of it because you are not. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes understanding and reps. The next tip that I have is when you are versing your opponent, watch where they pitch. Watch the type of pitches. Say, if they throw an outside fastball, inside sinker, outside cutter. Then the next at bat, outside cutter, inside sinker. Whatever it may be. And the locations, just pick up on it. Understand where they go to, how they go to it. Study the person that you are going against and work on making that your power against them. Make them have to pitch in different locations. Make you get inside of their head, because once you are in a pitcher's head, you will most likely win that game. Make sure to try to get their pitches up. There's a bar in the game, and it will go down. It is their energy. The less energy they have, the more they cannot dot pitches, the harder it is for them to pitch, the further the ball will go when you hit the ball, and the easier it is to see the ball. So always watch pitches, especially if it is against a pitcher that you struggle against. It will make their arm get tired. It will wear them out. It will make the opponent switch the pitcher over due time. And if you add the steps I said before to this, it will only make it better for you. Another thing is, remember that your opponent will pitch most likely pitches that they struggle against. So when you pitch, you want to yourself see what they struggle against, what they are early on, what they are late on, things along those natures. Some people do not think like that when they play this game, and you have to keep this into consideration. This does not work for everybody, but it does work for some people. Some people will pitch how they are weak to. They think that it's hard to hit an inside pitch. They will spam inside pitches because they think that that is a hard pitch to hit. The meta in this game for pitching is sliders and cutters. It has always been a meta for a while now. You can never go wrong with that. Here is sliders with outlier. Make the PCI smaller. So I would look for a pitcher with slider, cutter, sinker. Never go wrong with it. Those are the top pitchers in the game. You always need a plate approach when you come up to hit. Kind of like baseball in real life, when you go up to the plate, you always have the same thing that you do to get used to. Same thing here in the game. Always have the same thing. Don't move your PCI too much. Don't switch out of your PCI too much. Find a PCI that fits you, that helps you see the ball. Don't focus too much on the PCI. It will mess you up. Just use something, an approach, move around to be able to see the ball out of the pitcher's hand. It might take a while for you to find that PCI, to find that rhythm, but that is what custom practice is made for, so you don't have to continue to do that in games and strike out, get out, etc. This is made to make you better and ready for those moments. I will show y'all what mine is. Mine is look over the top, go to the middle, go up, or go to the side. That is what I do. That is what helps me when I verse people. So now that I've took some reps and I've told y'all some tips on hitting, I'm going to take some swings. Say that I struggle righty on righty. When I feel comfortable enough of seeing the pitch out of the hand, I will swing the bat. As there's one hit. You're not going to be perfect. We are humans. You have to understand that. As I'm early, there'll be times that you'll miss the pitch, times that you'll be late. It's just about adjusting. Once you adjust, you can continue to progress. You're never going to hit every pitch. You're never going to be on every pitch. Don't expect that from yourself. Say that you don't struggle righty on righty. Again, you can go to doing lefty on lefty. And say maybe you don't struggle against the fastball. Say you struggle against the screwball, which a lot of people do. You can practice against the screwball. So again, just watch. Just watch the release. Watch how the ball comes out, the spin on the ball, everything to do with the pitch coming out of the pitcher's hand is what you want. Over time, once you get the hang of the pitches that you are not the best on the higher difficulties, move to other pitches you are used to seeing and continue to work on every pitch that you can, so that way when all the pitches come in the game, you are seeing every single one. It will be a problem for your opponent. Now, here I have seen 3-4 different pitches. I'm pretty confident in seeing the ball out of his hand. So here I will take my swing. It's better to be early than late, always. Don't let it get to your head too much. It's there. I am good. I'm on it. I'll do 2 more. As I'm on it, and 1 more. There we go. So just keep practicing and you will get better. It is very annoying. It is not something that is pleasant to do, but it will make you better, and that is the way to get better on this game. Next thing that we will talk about will be pitching and how to pitch better, locations, things along those lines. More hitting tips before we move on to that I can give from my knowledge is always use batters that you are comfortable with. Do not use people just because they're hyped up, just because this player or someone you like watching is good with this player. It's not always the case for you. find someone that you like their swing, you feel comfortable with every time you go up to bat, that you feel that you will get a hit, you will get on the bag somehow, that they will be productive for your team. That is what you want. It does not matter the stats, it does not matter none of that. In MLB, it matters about the swing of the player. That is what matters most. So now we will get into pitching, and I'll catch y'all there. So just like in custom practice for hitting, now it's to pitching. You go to the home team. First you want to choose away, who you are going to verse. We'll just pick that. And for me, what I personally like to do is I like to use the Cardinals, as that is my favorite team in real life. Back to hitting tips again. If pitches are inside, swing early, outside, late. Early, yeah, later. On the outside, gotta hold back on them. Here for pitching, I like to use King, because he has a sinker, a cutter, a slider, a circle change. You can't ever go wrong with that pitch mix. So here, let's say that it is a 0-0 count and the batter is up. First batter of the game, and say that it is a lefty. Okay. You do not want to pitch inside to this lefty. Most of the time, your opponent will sit on inside. So just like in custom practice for hitting, now it's to pitching. You go to the home team. First you want to choose away, who you are going to verse. We'll just pick that. And for me, what I personally like to do is I like to use the Cardinals. Back to hitting tips again. If pitches are inside, swing early, outside, late. Early, yeah, later. On the outside, gotta hold back on them. Here for pitching, I like to use King, because he has a sinker, a cutter, a slider, a circle change. You can't ever go wrong with that pitch mix. So here, let's say that it is a 0-0 count and the batter is up. First batter of the game, and say that it is a lefty. Okay. You do not want to pitch inside to this lefty. Most of the time, your opponent will sit on inside pitches, meaning they will be looking for the sinker. So you want to first throw on the outside a cutter. Alright, so that's strike one. Say that they just watched it go by. Now you're wondering what next pitch to throw. You want to kind of confuse their eye, or if they say they saw that cutter go all the way through, they just chose not to swing. Mix it up and put a slider, and it will look like the cutter, but it will be a different pitch. As you see, so say now they're in an 0-2 count, what pitch to throw? Again, you do not want to throw the pitch that they are sitting on. So there you attacked two parts of the outside of the zone. Now you want to throw a circle change in the exact same spot and confuse their eyes. And let's say that it did not get them, and that is a ball. So now you're behind. You're not behind, but you're ahead. But now you have 1 ball and 2 strikes. What pitch to throw? So here in this situation, again, I would not throw an inside pitch as you are ahead of the batter. I would throw a sinker, and I know that they're sitting inside, so I would throw it low inside at the very corner. Now it could either go for a ball or a strike, as there it went for a ball. Close takes say that you were versing a great batter, and he watched that. So the count would now be 2-2. Still, you have not thrown a sinker inside. A lot of people do not think that you will double down. That is a big thing. Double down. If you feel that they did not see that and are confident that they did not see that pitch, double down on that pitch. Do not be scared to do that. So I think, as an example, that the batter on 2-2 did not see that. So I myself would throw another sinker low, and maybe they swung, maybe they didn't. Again, let's give benefit to the batter and say that he watched it. Now here in this count, we still have not thrown a sinker inside. We have thrown 2 sinkers in a row though. They are expecting a fastball as in a sinker. So what you want to do is throw the sinker. Now do not throw it inside. You want to throw it on the outside part in this area. They will either hit it or they will get out, as that's ball 4. I'll try to throw it again to show you how it looks. Usually you'll have 99 pitchers, so like that, it will get them frozen. That's right there. Now say that you're versing a right-handed hitter now. And again, you're using a lefty. What you want to do is attack. So the first at bat for the last batter, I threw a cutter to start it off. Here, they might be, okay, looking at the way that I pitch, they might think a cutter is coming, and we want them to think that. So we will throw a slider on the outside where the cutter would be that we would throw before. And maybe they'll get early on it. They'll be above it, below it. Alright, that's ball 1. So now we're behind in the count. What are we going to do? Here we would throw a sinker. And we know that they might be looking on the inside or the outside because they are at the right hand of the plate. Here I would throw it on the outside, about inside right here, so they can either be below it or on top of it. As it's a ball, I'm still gonna throw it, but I'll count it as a ball since that's what happened. About right there. So it's 1-1 or 2-0. I'm sorry. We're behind again. So we would like to throw a slider inside. If they are sitting inside, they might chase it. So let's say they didn't. It's 3-0. What's a pitch here? Play a safe pitch, which would be a cutter on the outside. And it would make it 3-1. Usually they'll grind out. They would not be expecting it. After that, you want a circle change, nothing fast, but something to at least show that you're being aggressive. As that's ball 4. Say that it was a strike though, and you're in a full count. What you would want to do here is mix it up again. They would not expect you to throw a cutter near the bottom of the zone. And if you do not feel comfortable with that pitch, and then you could also throw a cutter inside of the zone. And if you know that they're inside waiting, you could throw it a little bit outside, see if they will chase on it, like that. So that's that. And now another thing to go over is if there is a runner at first, say we walk them as before, you want to get into a double play. You want to get 2 outs. The best way possible is to throw sinkers, cutters, sliders down here. Down in this part of the area of the zone, or a little bit on the outside, maybe a little up about right here. Same thing for this side. This is the area that you want to attack. If you get it in a strike zone, make sure it is right here on the paint in the spot. That is where you want for your double play balls. You want to get them to swing. You do not want to get them to swing at high pitches, mainly low pitches. Kind of like that for the balls. And I'll show you with the slider how it looks. And then with the strikes, you want them about right here. In that area. In this area. So those are places that you want to pitch to get a rollover or get out of a situation. Now, if you see that they're all over the bottom part of the zone and that's where they're sitting their PCI, and say that it's a right-handed batter, you would like to throw it about right here. See where they're at on this. And a lot of times that'll get them to fly out or line out to first or second. That's what that would do in those situations. So now we're going to show you with actual batter batting. So let's first lefty on lefty first. So here, as I said before, if they're sitting inside, you would want to go with a cutter. So that's strike one. Then you would want to mix it up, as I said before, with a slider, and this is me just showing you it works. You do not want to do this sequence every time. This is just me, again, showing you that it works. And then the circle change in the same spot. Got him. So there you go. There's 3 strikes right there. Which you would say there's another lefty in another situation. Instead of that pitch mix, you could then go inside with the circle change. Make sure it's a good pitch though, not inside the zone, because people will turn on that, especially if they're waiting on an inside pitch. Sinker at the corner of the zone at the very top. Right there. So right now the batter is wondering what pitch, so you won't go back to a cutter. Might go for a ball, might go for a strike. Here it went for a ball. Slider inside. Got him. And to double down, again, another slider inside if you see that they struggle. Got him. So that's that pitch mix. Now say that you're versing a right-handed hitter. Here's a little different. Same thing. You want to try to hit the outside and never the inside. So just like we threw a cutter before, here you want to switch it up and throw a slider on the back. Great bunt. Okay, let's count that as a hit. So just run out on first base. Again, to hit into a double play, you would want to pitch low. So he's all over that. That's good. That means we know what he is on. Try to get them to chase. So we are in a 1-1 count, and that would be a fly out. So that works. But try when you pitch, try your best to hit corners. Don't throw it in the middle of the zone if you are in a situation where you have to throw a sinker. They keep fouling the balls off, and you don't want to walk them. The best place to put the sinker would be in this area right here, or this area right here. So like, say an example right here. A little bit more to the right would be ideal. Here on this side, about right there, that's perfect. See, that would be a ground out. So that's my hitting tips and my pitching tips. I hope that they helped y'all. I hope it gave y'all some sort of insight on the video game, to show y'all my pitching stats, and some of my hitting stats, so you know how my things look for the new people here. This is some of my hitting stats. And one of my favorite cards in the game is Ronald Acuna. You can never go wrong with him. Can't really see here. That's my wins and losses with Shohei. For pitching with them, we'll get to that in a minute. These are my stats with Mike Trout, Ellie De La Cruz, Ketel Marte, and Ozzie. This is my pitching stats with John Donaldson, 66 and 14. Bob Gibson, 6 and 0. Nolan Ryan, 2 and 0. Rube Foster, 2 and 0. Ranger, 5 and 1. Adam Simber, 120 wins and 12 losses. Aaron Loop, 73 and 11. John King, the one that we were just pitching with, 46 and 5. Felix Batista, 46 and 9. Tyler Rogers, 37 and 7. Josh Hader, 3 and 0. Alex Reyes, 7 and 1. And Emmanuel Clase, 14 and 4. So those are just some of my stats. I'm not the best player ever, but I have learned from other people. I hope that y'all continue to like my videos, watch my videos, and support me. I couldn't do any of this without y'all. I'm going to daily upload, try my best to give y'all the best content that I can. That's about it. I'm out, y'all. Peace.